Get him off.
We're working, we're in the lab, and we're going to make sure this happens as soon as possible.
Welcome to an episode of the Sports Genes Into the Lab podcast, where sports analysts and experts dissect the latest news from the NBA and NFL, giving you a unique view on some of the hottest topics around your favorite teams. From the fresh field smells of the NFL to the hardwood courts of the NBA, and possibly your comfy couch for your fantasy football team. Let's see what kind of news the lab is working with today. Here's your host from the Sports Analytics Headquarters in San Antonio, Texas, Ernest Silva.
All right. Big time happening here in the ITL movie studio in San Antonio, Texas. I am your host, Ernest Doc E. Silva. At Into the Lab Pod is where you're watching tonight's show, and I am joined by a full cast tonight. And let's run down the room and let's get everybody on there. For those listening, we appreciate you listening. For those watching, let's have some fun. First off and foremost, the co-host of season number 6. That's right, Chris Borak. What's up, brother?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? Ready for week 3? Ready to get into some pick'em.
Beautiful. Of course, you heard us on his show last week. He joined us. We had an all-time high, season high for this year, 400 viewers last week. Chris Connor, what's up, Chris?
Not much. We're getting ready for some football. We had some wild boxing MMA this weekend, so we had a lot of upsets. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to this week and getting your reaction and everybody else's reaction to, I'm calling it right now, comeback candidate of the year, Justin Fields.
Here we go. You're already starting here on ITL. He's back. He might have something to say about that, but that's right. The man, the myth, the legend, Just Luke. What's up, Luke?
Can confirm. It's Aaron Rodgers comeback player of the year. Just throwing that narrative out there. Yeah, I have been MIA. You know, it's okay though. It's fine. You know, it could be worse. I showed up this week, so that's good. I figured out Discord. That's good. That's two good today. That's a win and a win. So I'll take Ernest. Appreciate it. Let's get some picks in today.
Absolutely. And of course, best for last, rocking the green headset, Davis Cordova, the comeback king of season 6. What's up, my guy?
Yeah, I was about to say I'm actually in contention for comeback player of the year. So, I mean, I'm still competing for this pick'em championship. So we'll see at the end.
There you go. I love that. All right, guys. Season 6, episode 7. We're coming at you. We are doing ITL picks. If you are not familiar with their show, we are sponsored by and powered by BCMG, Blue Collar Media Group. And of course, we are the Sport Gene, the sport division of BCMG. Hashtag What's in Your DNA, the season motto for this year. Go ahead and reach out to any one of us on your screen. Send a DM, shoot a comment over. We'll always talk with you and talk to you about being a part of our wonderful sports family. We have a great show for you tonight. We have a lot of great games this week, and we're going to kick right into it with round number 1, which is Primetime Pick'em. ITL Primetime Pick'em brought to you by Taquito Express, which is where you can get all-you-can-eat tacos for $9.99. Mention ITL, get 10% off today. Thursday night football starts off in beautiful New York City, where those New York Jets start off as 6-point favorites against the New England Patriots, the surprising Patriots this year. Chris Borek, you have the first call on tonight. How do you see this game going?
Well, we got the comeback player of the year on Thursday Night Football, Aaron Rodgers, per Luke. I didn't know this award became so popular all of a sudden. This is turning out to be a pretty decent game, I think. Not going to see a lot of scoring, a lot of smash mouth football. I like the Jets in this one. I really struggled with this pick, though. I think the Patriots and Coach Mayo have done a great job turning around that defense. But at the end of the day, am I really going to trust the Patriots to put up more points than the Jets? Really what it came down to. And like we talked about in fantasy football, Breece Hall is the most talented player on the field. And the Jets are going to just feed him the ball all night long. And I really like what the Jets are doing right now with their offensive line struggling a little bit is they're getting the ball to Aaron Rodgers' hands quickly. And that just means more short yard attempts for Hall, get him to open space. So I like the Jets in this one.
There you go, Chris Borek with the first pick of tonight's show.
What are you doing in here, cutie?
Watching football.
Who do you want to win?
The goddamn Jets.
There you go, Jets pick number 1. Chris Connor, who you have in this game?
Yeah, Jets. I mean, Tywan Wheatley is now out for the year, torn pectoral. I give credit to the Patriots. They're plucky, but they have no deep threat. They have no, nobody in the wide receiving core or even tight end can really get separation. They're a running team. They are basically that 80s smash mouth football team. And if you're a Jets, you play the run, you dare them to throw. Aaron Rodgers should have a field day with Tyler Conkin. Patriots have always had trouble, covering tight ends. Breece Hall, another guy. They should just have him go out for passes, try to use his speed against the Patriots. This should be an ugly game to watch, but give me the Jets by +6.
There you go. We have 2 Jets picks here on ITL to start off Primetime Pick. Just Luke, who do you got?
So I had the Jets at like 18-16 kind of game. Real ugly. Just a weird score. It's Thursday night, short week. Yeah, it's just the drops are what is starting to kill me with the Jets. And you could tell Aaron's getting frustrated as well with the drops. So what other team would be best suited to get your drop situation figured out? It would probably be the New England Patriots right now, right next to the Carolina Panthers, but we'll talk about those clowns later. So right now I have the Jets winning 18-16.
There you go, Jets 18-16. We're all Jets right now. Money line so far. I know we have a couple of spread picks, or we have one spread pick and 2 money lines. Davis, where are you leaning Jets here?
Yeah, I'm going to keep it short and sweet. Everyone else has already kind of talked about it, but I got the Jets winning. But like Luke said, I could see this just being a dogfight in the trenches. So I got the Patriots covering the 6. The Patriots have covered the last 2 weeks. So, they seem like a gritty team, and they're going to play you close every game. So give me the Jets to win, Patriots to cover.
Now, they told me when they came on the show today that they were going to keep me from ringing this bell and having this go off here. But I have Jets money line as well, which means Patriots spreads kind of that pick here on ITL. But wave those fingers there and wave them like you just don't care. That is a BCMG guarantee. There you have it. ITL Pick'em
Don't like
starts off.
that. Don't like that.
Yeah.
Don't like that.
It's a parlay
New York-
buster right there.
Where's Kenny?
Yeah.
Kenny.
New York Jets money line starts us off here on ITL Primetime Pick'em. If you're in the chat, if you're listening, go ahead and spread the cheer, share our feed, get it comments. I notice there's a lot of people live right now. This is like prime social media live time, so it's a battle. But as we go to the next game, Borak and I are very excited about this one. Let's take our talents and our minds over to Minnesota. Our game of the week, Houston, 2.5-point favorites against the undefeated Sam Darnold-led Minnesota Vikings.
Disrespectful to the Texans.
Opening call for this one is Davis Cordova. Davis, how do you see this game coming out?
Well, I told you before the show where I would not allow that buzzer to be rang a couple times. This is one of those times. I'm taking Vikings. I think the Vikings defense is actually pretty good. I mean, they stopped the 49ers. I know they're without McCaffrey and found out Debo was kind of limping there at the end, but they held that 49ers offense to what, 17 points? So, I mean, I really like the Vikings defense. And if Sam Darnold has Justin Jefferson, and I think they're getting Jordan Addison back this week, they have a good chance at starting 3-0. So I got the Vikings money line and the Vikings cover, obviously.
Davis takes the Vikings money line to start.
What?
And
Bro,
we
what are
go
you
over to
talking
Just Luke.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Luke, sorry. Luke, to get us back on track here.
I mean, thank you for being Kenny. So I'm taking Houston. Cut the shit. Sam Darnold, look at me. Mark, look at me. Right here. Right now. Sam Darnold is not winning comeback fucking player of the year. And you can clip that. It
may be funny to you, motherfucker, but it's not funny to me, okay?
It isn't funny to me because it's not happening. Okay, so clip this right now on September 18th of 2024. Sam Darnold is not winning comeback player of the year.
When the Vikings are 6-0 or something, we're just gonna play that clip over and over again.
Somebody clip that.
Yeah, absolutely. Houston, Minnesota pick split so far on ITL. Borak and I are last for a reason. Chris Connor, what's your take on this game?
Can't believe I'm saying this, but give me the Vikings. They were supposed to be dead. We all thought, okay, this is going to be they're going to be dead. It's going to be terrible, and yet they're 2-0, and there's some revenge here. Jonathan Grenard, I'm looking, going, he feels disrespected. But Ernest, you guys threw him away like garbage in free agency. You went with Daniel Hunter. I'm telling you, he's going to have a big game this year. He's going to find whoever is right tackle, and all of a sudden you're going to see him get like 2 sacks, a forced fumble. This is a Jonathan Grenard revenge game.
I mean, I'm sure whoever's listening out there and probably sitting down listening in their cars are probably like this.
What?
They're like, who is Jonathan Grenard? They don't even know who he is.
Borak, what's your take on this game?
I mean, really, guys? Come on. Sam Darnold. We're all hopping on the Vikings now. Now, I give Brian Flores a lot of credit. Duke can scheme up a defense, and they caught the 49ers slipping. Do you really think they're going to catch the Texans off guard now? Like, do you think the Texans were watched that film and were like, oh, man, we better take this game seriously? Like, their whole coaching staff came from the 49ers. You don't think they're dialing him up and figuring out what went wrong?
Team? What team? Your best player thinks he's a pirate.
Exactly the tone Borak had, so I had to play it.
Dude,
I want to throw this out there. You guys are crapping on a guy with 12.5 sacks last year for you. For Ernest to go, oh, Jonathan Grenard's a Pro Bowl player. Now he's going like, hey, who the hell is
Nobody crapped on him. And Danielle Hunter is way better than Jonathan Grenard. That's a fact. I'm sorry. I love Jonathan Grenard. Go ahead, Davis.
I just want to throw this out. Joe Mixon did not practice today. So we're looking at Dare Ogunbowale or Cam Akers as your lead back in this game too. So, I mean, they're going to make you guys run the ball all game. I mean, they're not going to let y'all pass it at all. They're going to make you run with Cam Akers or Ogunbowale if you do not have Mixon.
Okay.
That's a big advantage.
I don't think that's a reason to pick the Vikings.
It's not, but it helps.
I will give Davis that the heart and soul of the team, Joe Mixon, may not be on the field, and that's understandable. I understand your feelings on that, Davis. I'm going to give the house on this game.
I think Joe Mixon should take the week off. Let Cam Akers run this game. We'll be fine.
Hey, Mark.
I cannot believe the disrespect for CJ Stroud right now, and thinking the Vikings are just going to come in and take away one of the best offenses in the league.
I mean, I'm sure there were many people saying this last week about the 49ers and the Vikings.
That's true. That's true. That's complete. That's complete.
And without McCaffrey, I don't think they're on the level of the Texans offense. I just don't.
Are we comparing the Texans and the 49ers now? Is that where we're at?
Oh, yeah.
No, without McCaffrey, no, it's not a comparison.
No.
I don't think the Niners
are not comparable.
Yeah, I don't think the Niners are even close to Houston.
First of all, anyway, we're off the rails, okay? But fuck the 49ers and this Christian McCaffrey bullshit, okay? You fucked me in 2 leagues. Like, how do you not tell your best player is not playing for 2 weeks, and then he's like, oh, hey, by the way, he's on the IR.
He's got Achilles tendonitis.
Just to finish Mark's clip, Houston minus 9.5 is my play on that. All right, let's move on. Kansas City Chiefs,
crazy.
3.5-point favorites on the road against the surging Falcons. Die, Eagles, die. What a terrible week to be an Eagles fan. So Atlanta Falcons got some sort of vintage. Didn't know he was playing primetime Kirk Cousins for the last minute and a half of a game. They were trailing pretty much the entire way. Atlanta at home against the Chiefs. We're going to come try to play spoiler on the birds that are flying down there. Who wants this one? Let's go. Oh, Chris Connor, give us the call.
Chiefs. I mean, look, it's Patrick Mahomes versus Kirk Cousins. That's all you need to know. And look, I get it. You know, Isaiah Pacheco is out. Hollywood Brown is out. This team still finds ways to win. And I'm not trusting the Falcons yet. I mean, look, they only put up 10 points against the Steelers. They barely got away, against the Eagles, who almost forgot how to play defense in the last minute and a half. I'm sorry, you don't do that against the Mahomes team. So give me KC with the points.
I will say this: TikTok
shots fired at the Steelers.
I know. I will say this: TikTok, you slayed. Some of those Darius Slay videos of him not playing defense are phenomenal. I've been watching all of them, make me chuckle. I tend to agree with Chris Connor on this one, though. I'll give my take. Kansas City, they're a great team. They had a great win last week too. They barely got by the skin of their teeth, but overall, it's a better team. Xavier Worthy, anytime touchdown, all the way. Kansas City Chiefs in this game to cover as well. I don't think it's close. I think Kansas City kind of lays the law of the land. Chris Borak.
I picked the Chiefs money line. I'm a little bit more nervous about this game, and the reason why is because of the Falcons' offensive line. They're doing a really good job controlling running the ball. You could see them against the Eagles just run it down their throat the entire game. And they basically controlled the line, which gave them an opportunity to win the game. Their defense has gotten better, but What makes me nervous about the Falcons is I don't know if they can get enough pressure on Mahomes.
Yeah.
Because the same thing you're saying about Mixon, Pacheco being out is huge for the Chiefs too. Mahomes is just going to sling the Barack around the field, and I don't think the Falcons are going to be able to create enough pressure to make them feel uncomfortable. Now I expect Kelsey to just eat with Pacheco out.
Oof, that was my last question. I got your answer on that one though. But with 3 Kansas City picks, the meter is rising. Davis Cordova, who do you have?
I mean, I got the Chiefs. Chiefs cover. But I'm going to play devil's advocate off of what Chris was saying, like the Falcons. But I'll say it off the Chiefs. I mean, they're an Isaiah Likely foot and a late DPI away from being maybe 0-2, 1-1 at best. I mean, they've gotten away with some mediocre play the last 2 weeks. So, I mean, it is concerning, especially going into Sunday night against Kirk Cousins, who looks pretty good, especially that last drive. And I'll comment on Borak's comment about the offensive line. I mean, Kirk didn't get a single pressure on that last drive. Like, it was boom, boom. He had a lot of space in that last drive to cook. But yeah, I get the concerns for the Chiefs this week, but we got to remember it's Kirk in prime time. So
I know it tastes like vinegar, Davis, but didn't Bijan just look phenomenal?
Yeah, I mean, I agree.
He looks
great.
great.
Why is Algier still getting carries?
I have no idea, but it's great.
But yeah, Bijan looks great.
Just Luke, wrap us up.
I mean, Kirk has the best offensive line in the NFL, and they're still struggling with all the weapons that he has. I'm not saying he has a Justin Jefferson on his team, but like he doesn't have scrubs either. Like he has weapons all the way around. So,
yeah.
I mean, this team is struggling to find an identity. And I'll tell you right now, it's the guy wearing number 7 in your backfield. Just give Bijan the ball and worry about everything else later. Okay. I do have Kansas City. Spagnuolo can just scheme against anybody. It doesn't matter who it is, where, what time, rain, shot. It don't matter. Spags will figure out the defense. It's just the offense that it seems like they want to be burners again, but then they just show flashes of they have no idea what they're doing now. And now that they lost their hammer for probably 6 to 8 weeks, I'm very curious to see on this whole running back situation, but they could pick up anybody off the waiver. It don't matter. I mean, they could go get Jerick McKinnon off the streets right now, and he'd be just fine.
They did make a big signing. They did sign today. Kareem Hunt is coming back, so watch. All of a sudden, he'll get the magic back, and he'll be like, "Oh yeah, Kareem Hunt. Where the hell did he go? Oh yes, he was soccer kicking some woman. But hey,
that whole Kareem Hunt shit. He burned me last year, okay, because Chubb got hurt again. And they're like, "Oh, Kareem's coming back; he'll be good," and then just an absolute dunce the rest of the year. So, I get it. Anybody at Patrick Mahomes' offense you want, obviously, but I'm not. They weren't a running back away from a Super Bowl in the last 5 years, so you could plug in whoever you want. They're gonna be just fine getting 50, 60 yards on the ground as long as Patrick stays upright.
Sounds like he really Kareemed your fantasy football dreams of aspirations of being a winner.
Next. That's a stretch. That's a stretch.
But if you didn't count it, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 picks for Kansas City. So wave those fingers and wave them like you just don't care. It is a BCMG guarantee. That's right.
I don't feel good about it. That's a buster right there.
We need that clip. That clip.
Yeah.
Absolutely. 20. Somebody clip me on that when we lose our parlay.
All right, let's go to Buffalo. Buffalo 5-point favorites. The first Monday Night Football game. For those of you who are not aware, 2 Monday Night Football games. So watch where you're placing your players this week. Buffalo -5 against the Jaguars. I don't want to do a full sweep here, but I'm going to assume this is going to be pretty unanimous. Let's start it off with Just Luke. Who do you have?
Buffalo 19-18.
Oh, close game. Buffalo money line right away. Davis.
I don't know what's going on with Trevor Lawrence. I hope he figures it out because I don't want him to be a bust. But I got Buffalo.
He's a bust.
And the points.
Yeah, we said that last year, huh, Borek? Borek, who do you have?
I said that 3 years ago when he came into the league. But the Jaguars are a mess, dude. This is the most confident game I feel about. You've got Doug Peterson fighting with the GM. You don't know who's calling the plays. Is it Press Taylor? Is it Doug Peterson? That's what's wrong with Trevor. He has no offensive line. This team is lost, and they're dropping 0-3.
Yikes.
And I feel great about it.
Panic mode in Jacksonville. I'm sure you do. Chris Conner.
Bills. I just want to point this out. In fairness to Trevor Lawrence, he is saddled by the wrath of the Khans, Shad and Tony Khan, who.
Oh, here we go.
They are just the worst owner, the second worst owners in all of sports outside of David Tepper. Trent Baalke can't draft. They had, Ridley. What do they do? Oh yeah, they let him go and replace him with Gabe Davis. God damn. If I'm Trevor Lawrence, I'm trying to shoot my way out of town. Trade me. I don't care. Call the Patriots. Trade me for their first round draft pick and their rookie quarterback.
You got Mac Jones. What are you talking? They got Mac Jones now. It's all good.
Yeah. The best thing the Jaguars could do is just load up on picks and trade Trevor. Rebuild.
Trevor Lawrence to Pittsburgh. Let's do that. Trevor Lawrence to Pittsburgh. Give them.
Yes.
I don't think Pittsburgh wants him.
You know what? Yes, Trevor Lawrence to Pittsburgh and Daniel Jones to Pittsburgh. And let's just give 4 guys an opportunity to run that offense that were just dropouts.
Hey, God. It's me. Just Luke again. Please, for the love of God, do not sign Danny Two Nichols.
Welcome.
Send Trevor down the street to Miami.
Please do not do this to me.
I love it.
Get a Deshaun Watson deal.
So confident in this pick.
What, a bag of peanuts for him?
Kincaid anytime touchdown. That we're going to call this a TSG guarantee. That's right. This is the absolute guarantee. That means put your money on this one. We're dropping double units on this game. Buffalo -5 is the call for me on this one. I like it. I like it a lot. Keon Coleman anytime touchdown, Dalton Kincaid anytime touchdown, and Josh Allen anytime touchdown. I like all 3 of them. Let's move on.
Slow down. Slow down there, Ernest.
All right. Okay. 42-3. Buffalo beats Jacksonville. That's how much I guarantee.
Wow.
No respect on Jacksonville's name. None. 0. Show me something. Show me something, Trevor Lawrence. All right, here we go. This final primetime game before we go to fire round pick 'em. The Cincinnati Kitty Cats -7.5 against the Washington Who's. And it's going to be a game that was a finalist for Snoozer of the Week, but was not selected. Was a finalist. It is a primetime game for y'all's enjoyment. Cincinnati 7.5-point favorites against Washington Commanders. Scary Terry has to come out at one point for Washington. He has to break out in one of these games. He's got to find it. Jaden Daniels has been every bit of a fantasy quarterback you could want, but very tough to watch. Commanders are coming off a win against an even worse team in the Giants, and Cincinnati finding some of their swag against Kansas City, and was it what Davis mentioned earlier, DPI away from probably catching another upset win last week, which killed everybody's bank. And Vegas was bragging about it. 80% of parlays and bets were killed in the first 2 games of the day, right? Like that's just wild. So a tough day for everybody. Underdogs were just huge last week. In this game, Cincinnati probably establishes early. I like what Joe Burrow's going to come and try to do. I think they're going to win the line of scrimmage. The Commanders are probably sneaky good on defense. They're probably a top half defense. And so I expect them to give them fits. I'm going to take Cincinnati in a close game. They're going to win in the jungle, and taking Cincinnati money line as my first primetime pick as the first pick for me. And we'll go to Davis next.
Ernest, I totally agree with you. I think this is kind of like the Jets-Patriots game. Bengals are going to win ugly. Commanders are going to cover that spread. I mean, the Commanders scored 7 field goals last week. That's just absolutely nuts. I'm surprised it wasn't like an NFL record or something. I mean, 7 field goals.
That tied. I think it either tied or I can't remember. I looked it up because I looked it up when Boswell hit 5 to start the week. So.
Yeah. Well,
it felt like there are a ton of field goals this year. Like it's felt like kickers have been super heavy this year.
Well, I was watching ESPN today, and they said that there's been more field goals than touchdowns through the first 2 weeks.
Oh, that's wild. Has that ever happened before?
I don't know, but the history on the Giants Commanders game was that it's the first time that a team hasn't scored a touchdown and the other team scored 3 touchdowns, and the team who hasn't scored won the game. So kind of crazy. I think the Commanders are pretty gritty, and I think they keep it close, but the Bengals get their first win.
73 field goals last week, an NFL record. That's crazy.
Yeah, do you have the stats on the 50-plus yarder field goals? I think besides Justin Tucker, it was 90% accuracy.
Yeah, it was 35 to 37.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. 35 to 37. Tucker can't hit a field goal
without Tucker. Yeah.
Just wild. Since he has 2 picks on here as we go to Chris Connor.
Cincinnati, look, first week they played like crap. Second week, they just made some, stupid mistakes coaching-wise. This week, they have better talent, and I don't see Joe Burrow letting his team fall to 0-3. So, yeah, give me the Bengals.
3 Bengals picks. We're heating up here on ITL in our 5th game of the night. Just Luke?
So I'd take the Bengals -3.5 probably. Or 7.5 just seems, from what I've seen in the first 2 games, I don't know where 7.5 came from. So honestly, right? I mean, in the first 3 games, I'd take them at 3.5. So I just neither one of them has an identity that they like right now. I mean, Jamar's fighting people right now. But Joe's pulling him off of people. They're frustrated already. It's only week 3. So I mean, Cincinnati should get the dub here. Washington wins by 8 points. Daniels has breakout game with 21.5 fantasy points. Lock it in.
There you go, Dan.
Dan's on his Dan. That's interesting. So, in light of what Dan said, Cincinnati.
4 Cincy picks. We're heating up. Borak, are you saving us, or are we adding another one?
DJ Reader's supposed to be back for this game, and I just don't see how the Redskins are going to put up points to keep up with.
He said it. He said it. He said the word.
Maybe we should get off of this road.
I think you may be right.
He said the words.
Well, wait a minute. In fairness to him, the guy the person who's on the Redskins logo wants him to be the Redskins. At some point,
the double.
We're double entendre.
Because they're not the Commanders. The Commanders have been cursed. Everybody wants to go back to the glory. No more, old white men who are just like, go us back to tradition. The Redskins. I want tradition, damn it.
All right.
Let's see, if we got banned on the Fighting Irish. No, that's culturally inappropriate. Let's have the Notre Dame fighting people.
Okay, so Jane Daniels being a rookie, I think he could get 21 fantasy points, but it's going to be all rushing. Hopefully he does score a touchdown this week because he hasn't in the first 2 weeks, and he is captain check down right now. So I just don't know how they're going to be able to put up that many points to keep up with Cincy. And I don't think the Bengals are going to fall to 0-3, even though Luke is onto something. There is a lot of locker room drama with all the contract negotiations. I think there is some turmoil going on with the Bengals, but I don't think with that talented of a team, they're going to fall to 0-3 to the Commanders.
There was issues with Cincy before the season, right? We all saw all the different contract disputes, all the extensions wanted, all the issues, right? People asking for trades. It was a cluster already. But with that being said, you counted it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's right. Cincy money line enters the party. Well, I'll tell you what. Davis prevented us from going BCMG guarantee, just like Darius Slay plays defense, and we are now 4 picks deep on the BCMG guarantee. New York Jets money line, Kansas City money line, Buffalo money line, and Cincy money line, all on there. We'll give you the updates on what the odds are at the end of the night. But we are about to go to fire round picks. Before we do, did you know, and yes, they are still alive, there are some BCMG Stream Team members still alive and kicking. We have one on tonight's show, just Luke on here. You can catch him. Luke, you have regular nights already?
I do not.
There you go. You catch him sometime during
Sometimes,
the week.
Sometimes, any day that ends in Y, I might show up.
And definitely, yeah, just go follow him. Just go follow him. But you can catch some of our wonderful Stream Team members. Check it out. And check out their wonderful content on this short commercial break. And we're going to go right into fire round picks.
Jill going down the hill, gonna go fetch Jack in his little pill. Jack feeling down and that's pretty bad. Let's go.
Oh, yo, clip that headshot.
Nice.
No.
A pistol. What? Okay, that didn't count.
Woo, let's go, baby, clutch it up. Yeah, I like it.
What? No way. Did that precision just kill me?
Let's go!
Nice, Papa!
Papa with the clutch kill at the end. Let's go.
Oh, I missed. That was bad.
Got him.
Nice.
Man, I'm going to go steal their shit.
That is definitely green.
You're dumb and it's orange.
We're both wrong, red.
I could get that solo if I tried it a couple times, but we'll come back to it.
I'm fucking dick right now. Holy shit. Like, I fucking suck right now.
Yeah, I can tell.
There you have it, the BCMG Stream Team. Check them out today and include Just Luke in there, even though he's not in the commercial yet. We appreciate him. All right, guys, we are going to go right into Fire Round Pick'em. And trust me, it's one of my favorite segments. We just dish out as many picks as possible. We go through every NFL game. If you're new here, you're listening, or you're in our Twitter space, go ahead and enjoy this. ITL Fire Round Pick'em brought to you by Bovada. Use code BCMG on Bovada today. Get a matched 100% up to $200. Let's wrap right into it. Chicago at Indianapolis. Davis, you got the call.
You just threw that on me. I wasn't ready, but I got the Bears in this one. You know, I don't know about the Colts. Anthony Richardson hasn't looked great. That's why I traded him in my dynasty league. It just seems like they have no flow in their offense. It just kind of looks just blah. And I mean, kind of the Bears the same way, but they're kind of hurt, and Caleb is still trying to figure it out. But I think the Bears defense is better than the Colts defense, so that's why I'm taking the Bears.
Bears for me as well. Better D. Luke.
Colts.
Luke with the Colts. Borak.
I'm going Colts. You guys are right. The Bears do have a better defense, but the Colts have a better offensive line. And the Bears' offensive line is complete trash. I don't know if you watched the Texans versus Bears game, but Caleb was running for his life the entire game. And it's because of their interior offensive line. And I do think the Colts are good enough to put some pressure on him. and the Bears cannot run the ball. Swift, 2 yards of carry. Like, come on.
Yep, it's going to be rough. We're tied 2-2. Chris Conner, you have the last pick.
Colts, their defensive line's going to get after Williams, and I don't think the Bears can run the ball or protect Williams. So, yeah, give me the Colts.
There we go. Next game, Denver at Tampa Bay. Just Luke.
Tampa by 1,000,000.
Chris Conner.
Tampa Bay.
Borak.
It's Baker time. I'm not jumping on the Bo Nix bandwagon. Give me Tampa Bay.
Yikes, guys. That's right. Put those fingers there and wave them like you just don't care because, Davis, we got.
Listen, I think I'm the only person who took Bucks money line last week, so not skipping a beat this week. I'm really high on the Bucks. Give me the Bucks.
That's right. Wave those fingers and wave them like you just don't care. That's a BCMG guarantee. Tampa Bay money line enters the parlay, making it pick number 5. That's New York Jets money line, Kansas City money line, Buffalo money line, Cincy money line, and add on the Tampa Bay money line to this game. We're not going to pick spread on here, although I would take probably the Tampa Bay spread for this game. But we'll move on. The Chargers visiting the Steelers. Chris Borak.
TJ Watt is going to teach Joe Alt a lesson this week. Give me the Steelers. This is what the Steelers do. They just win trash games and just smash mouth games they shouldn't even be involved in. Tomlin just finds a way.
Pittsburgh gets the first pick. Just Luke.
I mean, considering we were supposed to be 0-2 heading into this week, and we're sitting above on the AFC North 2-0, but that's none of my business. I'm just here to make picks. I will be at this game. My record going to Steeler games is not good, so we're gonna break that streak this weekend because as much as I love seeing a Steelers win. Do you know what I love seeing even more, Ernest?
Me?
Sad Harbaugh face. I love seeing sad Harbaugh. It's so fantastic. It's just, it's like right up there with like puppies, sad Harbaugh face. Like it's like boom, boom. And then I get 3 of them this year. I get to see John Harbaugh's sad face. And I get to see his brother's sad face, so it's even better.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves, Luke. Let's just get this week.
So taking Pitt.
2 Pitt picks. Let's go to Chris Conner.
It's tough because I really like the Chargers. I like Harbaugh. I like Herbert. But you know what? God damn it. Mike Tomlin's doing it again, and I'm calling it right now. Comeback player of the year, Justin Fields. He's going to win over Luke. He's winning over Steelers fans. I'm calling it right now. Pittsburgh starts 3-0, and Luke goes, I think I'm falling in love with Justin Fields.
I watched Justin for plenty of years at Ohio State University. Those were the best years, and I don't see that Justin showing up anytime soon.
If he goes 3-0, Luke, you might go, you know what? I'm falling in love again.
Hey, can we finally get TJ Watt Defensive Player of the Year?
Maybe
like he deserves.
No,
have to win. Davis, who do you have?
Sorry, boys, I have to shut this down. Joe Alt delete. When you have a coach that's saying like Moses, I will die on my staff. Give me the Chargers.
There you go.
Good job, Davis.
Davis goes Chargers, saves the BCMG guarantee, probably, but I am not part of the pick committee, and I am also a Chargers pick on this one as well. I like the culture. I'm all about culture when it comes to these picks. I think they're going to ride high. I am not down. I like Fields and Pittsburgh a lot. I hope you guys win for your sake, Luke. You go to a game, I'm going to root for you. But I'm not going to jinx it. Whenever I pick Pitt, they lose, so I'm going to go ahead and go Chargers in this game and hope you grab your W this weekend. So don't follow my pick on this game at all. I am not betting this game. So
but Luke is already jinxing himself by going. So
yeah, we gotta. You can't be afraid. You can't be afraid, Davis. Eventually, The streak has to stop eventually.
That is
Ask the
true.
Browns.
I already betted it, so it's probably my fault, Luke.
I'm just a little stitious. I'm a little stitious on this
Just
one.
a little stitious. Got it.
By the way, Australian The Office is coming around. I saw that commercial today. That was interesting.
Australian Office?
Complete rip off.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do they call it? Down Under?
Bizarre. So bizarre, right? You came up with it.
Hey, I'm ready for the paper. That's what I'm ready for.
We'll talk after.
Spin-off.
Hey, what's
Philly
the
at
total on that game? Chargers, Steelers.
Probably
35.5.
Oh
Yikes.
my god.
And I'm taking the under. Listen, under.
Oh wow, that's brave.
Philly
Taking
and New Orleans. Philly goes New Orleans here. Chris Connor, you have the call.
New Orleans. I want to say this: next year is going to be tough when Clint Kubiak gets hired away as the next head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm calling it right now. But for now, it's give me the Saints.
Saints gets the first pick. Davis.
I got the Saints. I mean, I don't think the Eagles are as big as a threat on offense without AJ Brown, and I don't think he's playing this week. So I'm just going to keep riding the Saints train.
Chris Borak.
Man, so a part of me feels like this is a trap game for the Saints because they're getting all this hype, and Clint Kubiak, just like Carson, just crowned him the next head coach of the league. But I watched the Eagles just get destroyed. Their front seven just non-existent. Their secondary, this entire Eagles defense was supposed to be rebuilt. They bought it. And they couldn't stop the Falcons when they knew they were passing, when they knew they were running. What do you think that is going to happen with the Saints team that just destroyed a good Dallas Cowboys offense? They're going to pound the ball down the Eagles' throat, and they're going to play action, and they have better skill players at the receiver position than the Falcons do. I can't find any other way than to go with the Saints.
I felt the love there for a good Cowboys defense. This is really all I heard out of the entire spiel, so I appreciate that.
I try to help you where I could.
But this is absolutely well, Luke, who do you have?
Well, first of all, hey Derek. Hey Derek. Hey Derek. Get Chris Olave the ball. Okay? Like what is it with you? Like, he's a good player. Give him the ball. But I think I'm going to go with the NFL running back of the year, Alvin Kamara, so far this week, and give him a love against Philadelphia.
Turning back the clock. Talk about comeback player of the year.
Someone saved the parlay.
I mean, it goes to me. And
he ain't picking Philadelphia, so like, roll it now.
Luke, he might be bitter from last week. He might be bitter.
This line has been moving all over the place. It just moved to +3 now for the Eagles.
Yep.
We have a compliment in our comments that I'm gonna put on there, but it was absolutely before I said this. Saints -9.5. Saints by a million this weekend. Rashica, he's just gonna be running down the field and nobody's gonna cover him.
Yeah, shout out to that guy for being on the bench the first 2 weeks.
I just feel like the Saints may be reading their press clippings, and Eagles are desperate.
That's a compliment from Dan, and I appreciate that, Dan. I know you always watch, so thank you very much. Before my Saints 9.5 pick, I'm sure you're probably taking back your comment as we speak. So very much appreciated. We have 42 of you on the chat. If you have comments, you have your favorite teams, go ahead and put those picks in there. We're about halfway through Fire Round Pick'em, and we're zooming through this. Lots in our space, so let's just keep it on going. This is Luke's favorite time because we're about to talk about what we are going to call on this show the snoozer of the week. This is where you rekindle your energy. You go ahead and see what else is on. Caitlin Clark playing during this game. Chris Borek, look that up. See if we should be watching some Caitlin Clark.
Hey, she better not be playing. They better be resting her. But coach sides, you never know.
That's absolutely true. Giants, Browns in a game where nobody cares, and a game where most won't be watching even their fan base. I'll have the pleasure of starting this one, gentlemen. So I am excited to see Foreman is back behind in the backfield for the Cleveland Browns. Jerry Jeudy being number one and Amari Cooper being a ghost was not on my bingo card to start the year. Very weird situation in Cleveland. Who knows when the other shoe's going to drop for Watson? Cleveland has a great defense. The Giants are just absolute dog shit. Give me Cleveland as the winners in this game. Spread is 6. I might fuck around and find out and bet this game, but I'm going to take Cleveland as my money line pick. Davis.
Call me crazy. I got the Giants winning. I actually
Thank you, Davis.
Okay.
I actually think Brian Daboll is a really good head coach, but he's going to fall on the sword because of Daniel Jones. And
for sure,
Ernest, you weren't talking for me because I'm going to be watching this game. I got neighbors in both leagues that I'm in. 18 targets last week. He is so fun to watch, guys. You guys got to watch a game. I know when the Cowboys play, we'll be watching, but I mean, Neighbors is so fun to watch. And I have to be honest, I have to start Daniel Jones this week because week 1 I had Jordan Love and week 2 I had Tua. So
there it is.
It was either Daniel Jones or yeah. Waiver wire is nothing.
There's got to be somebody on the waiver wire.
Say it with me, David. I want Bo Nix. I want Bo Nix.
But I actually think, because I watched last week's game, I think the Giants weren't terrible. They were terrible week 1. I don't think they were terrible week 2. They actually played a decent game. Just Malik Neighbors didn't catch a ball. So I got the Giants this week.
All right, Davis comes in with the Giants pick. We're split 1-1. Just Luke.
Clowns.
There you go. 2 clowns, 1 giant. Borek.
I spent the most time researching this game. No, I didn't. Deshaun Watson is a trash can, but Daniel Jones is the trash you put in the trash can. There's no way I'm putting my money on Daniel Jones. There's no way. Neighbors is a complete stud as a rookie. Like, he gets so much separation, but they have no other skilled players on that team. Like, it's difficult to see. And give me the Browns money line.
I want to see the viewership on this game.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Well, you can count one.
Coach Peanut will be watching. Shout out Coach
I'll be watching.
Peanut.
Coach
Peanut on one of my 4 screens.
Daniel Jones is so bad at football.
Wrap us up, Chris Connor.
Browns. By the way, the 7 scariest words for Luke. Next year, the Pittsburgh Steelers have signed Daniel Jones.
No.
Stop it.
I'll absolutely, unequivocally, I can't say that on air, but I won't be happy.
It is 4 quarterbacks now. We have mentioned going to the Steelers because we're trying to figure it out there in Pittsburgh.
I think Deshaun Watson goes to the Steelers next year, you know?
There you go.
There you go, Luke.
That. And you'll draft Quinn Ewers because why not?
I don't wish that upon anybody.
Green Bay goes to Tennessee. Davis, you have the call.
Oh, who did I pick? Oh, yeah, Packers. Will Levis is not good. He is not good. And we might get Mason Rudolph in this game. Listen, when your coach is yelling at you, what the F did you just do? After that terrible throwback fumble or whatever he did. I mean, and in the press conference he's calling him out. I mean, it can't be good. He has to be on a thin sheet of ice right now. So maybe Mason comes in just for punishment on Levis. So give me the Packers.
There you go. We have a Packers pick to start things off. Chris Connor.
This is one of those things where I was like, okay, you flip a coin, don't like it, I'll flip a coin again. Give me. I can't believe I'm saying this because I can't stand him because I think he's terrible. But give me the Packers and Malik Willis.
There you go. 2 Packers picks. He flipped a coin and landed on Cheesehead. Chris Borak.
I mean, the Titans are 2 dumbass plays away from Will Levis in the fourth quarter from being 2-0. They should be 2-0. And Davis is right. I mean, Levis made 2 bonehead plays. And I think the second one, I mean, it was just beside himself. But as a Texans fan, I really don't care about the Titans. But I do think the Titans defense is better than people are giving them credit for. I just don't think that the Packers are going to be able to just hand the ball off to Jacobs every time. And it might be the revenge game for Malik Willis. I don't know. But I do think Will Levis does show times where he is a competent NFL quarterback. He did the first 3 quarters of each or both games this year. I can't. I'm not disagreeing with you. It's 2 bonehead plays, but they're only 2 plays, and I'm taking the Titans.
He goes to Titans the whole other way. Titans get the pick, just Luke.
Talk about a game that I just don't care about. I mean, this is right up there. Like, I don't care about this game at all. I just keep seeing Will Levis, and then I keep seeing the coach saying, "What the fuck?" like I watched ESPN, and like I see the commentators on there, and they're like, "I mean, this is so cool that the coach is just calling him out like that." And I'm like, this never happens. No NFL coach goes out there and says, "What the fuck?" and then proceeds to then go on to the after and just absolutely rip his quarterback to shreds. There's usually a firing after that. There's usually never repercussions.
But it was the second straight game it happened.
And the pick
I can understand why the coach went off.
The pick is one thing, right? Like the pick is one. He's only 2 years in. He's 2 years in. You know what I mean? Like the pick.
Yeah, he's still young.
The fumble is bad. Like that's a college kid trying to make a play. That's not an NFL quarterback trying to make a play. I say all this to say Malik Willis revenge game? Question mark. Give me Green Bay.
Green Bay is the pick there. We got 3 Green Bay and 1 Tennessee pick. I was leaning Tennessee before we started talking. Then I was leaning Green Bay revenge game after we were talking. But now I'm going to go with my gut. Will Levis game here. Give me Tennessee in this game. It's what I wanted to pick when we started this game out, when we started these picks out. They're 0-2. They're desperate. They're at home. I've got to go Tennessee in this game. Give me Will Levis, Calvin Ridley for an anytime touchdown there. It's going to be a great game to watch. I think it's going to be a lot of high action. I just looked it up. Plus 1650 back-to-back turnovers. I might drop a $5 on there just to say that that's probably going to happen in this game. I wonder if they double it up twice.
Is D-Hop back or no?
He's limited.
I don't know, but the Titans just need to run the ball every single time in the fourth quarter. Do not call it pass play at all.
Specifically with Tony Pollard. But yes, that is the goal. Tennessee's my pick. That means we go Tennessee 2, Green Bay 3. We're split, but Green Bay gets the tiebreaker on ITL and your sports scientists. We're transitioning last 5 games. We're gonna zoom through these. We appreciate all y'all. We got a bunch of y'all on Twitter Space. Appreciate y'all being there, and we have 56 of y'all live. Comment your picks as we go through them. Unless we already said your team, go press that rewind and go check it out. Let's transition out to our last 5 games here. All right, Miami at Seattle here. 12th man going to be hosting. Who's leading Miami this week? Let's go with you, Borak. You got the call.
Man, Skylar Thompson traveling across the country to face the 12th man. I can't see him beating Mike McDonald's defense. Mike McDonald's done a good job turning that defense around pretty quickly, and he can scheme. That's a lot to ask of Skylar Thompson. So, give me the Seahawks.
There you go. One Seahawks pick. I like Seahawks in this as well. You don't beat the 12th man, especially with a backup QB and a lot of questions with how he can maneuver that talent. Davis.
I mean, Seahawks -4. We got the Sport Gene lock. This is the Davis lock. I don't know how the line is only at 4 points. I think the Seahawks win by at least 10. I mean,
yeah,
that's just a crazy line.
I already slammed it, so I probably
hard
ruined it.
in Seattle. Just Luke.
This was my blowout game this week. I could see them at 6.5, 7.5. I could see this game being that high. They're banged up. They're fighting already. Tua's somewhere eating chicken nuggets. Like, I don't know. Like, the poor guy at this point.
That's
like,
brutal.
Am I wrong though? Poor heck, am I wrong? Okay, like someone's trying to
give me a hell yeah.
Yeah, someone's trying to open it. Someone's trying to open his chocolate milk right now. Like the poor kid just needs help.
He's sipping the nuggets through the straw.
Yeah,
that's what
like,
you're saying.
Come on. Like
guys are wrong. Guys are wrong.
They need. Oh my god!
The battery's dead.
Wait. What do you mean it's dead?
What do I?
Yeah, yeah. check the tape, bud. Seattle by a milli.
All right.
How about JSN getting 16 targets last week? Good lord.
Yep.
That's wild.
I think DK had like 11 or 12.
Chris Connor, are you saving us from this game?
Nope. Seattle, big.
We're just hammering. Are we good with 4.5?
Oh yeah.
I'm good with 4.5. Anybody oppose?
Can we alternate line? Because man, 6.5.
Yeah, alt line 6.5.
Yeah, that's pumped up parlay.
Yeah.
Oh, Dan says he picks Miami in that game. Lots of slant plays.
Man, if Skylar Thompson does that, shout out to Skylar Thompson.
Absolutely. That's a big
he
shout
goes
out
against
there.
Mike McDonald in his house and just carves him up.
Fuck it. We'll just do 9.
No, that's not approved. Come on.
The Davis lock game.
Davis, pull it back. 6.5.
I got 6.5 on mine. So
okay, see, Ernest.
Fine, 6.5. I guess I'll settle for that.
Kenny
This
would
was
be proud
second.
of me.
This next game was second or runner up for snoozer of the week. Should we just play half the clip, or we'll just run
is
through
it
it? All
Panthers
right.
Raiders?
It absolutely is.
Yeah.
Panthers going to Vegas and what has not been fun to watch. Let's go ahead and go around the room here. Luke, start us off.
I mean, the Red Rifles getting the start this week. I mean, there's a chance. There is a chance they might have a pulse. But then I realized it was $1.80 per ticket to go to a Carolina Panther football game. And I said, it's over. It's absolutely over. The Super Bowl was very, very long time ago, Carolina Panther fans. And it is not getting any better anytime soon. So give me the Raiders.
Yeah, I could go buy a burger for more than that and then go see a Panthers game. They should give away tickets at McDonald's.
What I was thinking, Ernest, is if you would get them off of StubHub, Ticketmaster, whatever, you're paying more fees than the actual fucking ticket. You're probably gonna pay like $12 in fees for just the ticket.
Could you imagine the scalpers? $3.50.
Yeah. Oh, they're confused. They're just like, actually, I'm just
there
giving
are 0 scalpers out there, Ernest. What are we talking about?
It's quiet outside the stadium.
They're just like littering them on the ground, like just throwing them like confetti. That's what they're doing.
It's like in Vegas, you throw the tickets on the ground so you get into the stadium.
I mean, it's the paper for that ticket costs more than the ticket. Okay, the paper and the ink on that ticket.
It's like finding an 8-cent ticket on the ground at the casino, you know?
Oh, I love it. I'm taking Vegas. Boric.
Yeah, Vegas. I mean, I will never say anything bad about the Panthers because they landed us CJ Stroud. So yeah, Vegas.
Davis.
This might be the Bryce Young trade. Might be the worst trade of all time in any
I said
sports.
that
It might
too.
outrank the Celtics and Nets trade.
It's
What
up
about
there.
the Deshaun Watson trade?
Yeah, that's up there too.
We
Well,
can have
there's
a
the
whole
Watson
IT
trade.
episode.
I don't
with
know.
Hey,
Yeah, what-
next show we'll line them up. We'll
Yeah,
line
yeah,
up
We did
the
talk
trade.
like
We'll
2
line it.
minutes.
Yeah, but I got the Raiders. I mean, we can go alt line 9.5 on this one.
Well, stop it.
Ooh.
Stop it.
That's tempting.
Six and a half. We'll go. I can deal with 6.5.
Chris Connor, are we taking 5.5 here?
Yep.
Six and a
That's
half.
straight. We're good with 6.5. Okay, I'm locking in 6.5 too. And that takes us to another fun-filled game here. San Francisco at Los Angeles, which is a battle of lots of injuries. No Debo, no Cup. No problem. These two teams are going to duke it out. Let's go around the room. Chris Connor, where are you going to start us on this one?
San Fran. By the way, I threw up a chat. Chase Daniels proposed a 3-team trade. Rams get Bryce Young. Dolphins get Matt Stafford. Panthers get a second and the third-round pick. I'd do it right now if I am for Rams. Like, hey, get out of the Stafford contract and start young.
I liked that trade. Yeah, I mentioned it a little earlier, but I think it's a phenomenal idea if all teams really want that. Miami would get a veteran quarterback, and then you would see what you do with in the Sean McVay offense with Bryce Young. I give it a chance, right? You just never know. There you have it, though. So first pick goes to Chris Connor. Who'd you pick?
I'm picking 49ers.
49ers in this game. Borak.
What game are we on? I got lost because you said somebody actually wanted Bryce Young.
Niners, Rams.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is a get-right game for the 49ers. Like, they need to win this game after the embarrassing game at Minnesota. So give me the Niners.
2 Niners picks. Davis.
Niners win. Rams cover. Rams cover the 7.
Just Luke.
Niners.
I'm taking Niners as well. So I had San Francisco money line to our parlay. Our parlay is rather large now that I'm locking in all these picks. So we're going to go over it at the end of the episode. Davis absolutely did not do his job tonight. We do not have a very small parlay. So we're going to keep it rolling.
San Francisco 2.5. Yeah.
I'm good with San Fran 2.5. Nope. Yeah, we're good 2.5 there. I'm adding San Francisco minus 2.5. I will run through all of these. So if you're following along, you're like, shut up, guys. I just need the pick. San Francisco 2.5 is on there. We'll go through the parlay and tell you what the odds are at the end of tonight's episode. Thank you to all of y'all in the chat and all of y'all who are in our space. I see our space is rather large on X, and I appreciate everybody on Facebook and YouTube that are commenting. We'll get your comments on there, and I'll respond after tonight's show. Let's move on to our second to last game, Detroit at Arizona. Who hasn't called? Luke, call this one.
Well, everybody made fun of me when I said Arizona was going to take the game against Buffalo, okay? And they've held their own, right? Now, I will preface this by saying Detroit needs this game to get back on track because Dan Campbell cost them that game. Cost him that game. That's a bad coaching spot for Dan Campbell right there. Like that's a rookie mistake. You can't be doing that stuff. And Arizona's sneaky. That running game is good for Arizona. But Kyle, Jesus. Why did I say? Yeah, Kyler. There it is. Kyler Murray and the Marvin Harrison connection seems a little disconnected still. They're still trying to figure it out. Yeah, absolutely. He was wide open. Did you watch last week? He was wide open in that Buffalo game, Borak. He was standing there like this.
Kyler threw a dot.
He had 4 receptions in the first quarter.
So
had nothing after. So I agree with you.
I say all this to say is I think I'm gonna go with the Lions. I think I picked the Lions in this game. So we're gonna go with the Lions. Huge St. Brown day. Get back on track.
and Laporta. Laporta, look at me, Samuel. You need to wake up, okay? Figure this out. I am 0-1 in one league, 0-1. I think I'm 1-1, 0-2, 0-2, 1-1. So you need to figure this out, bud.
There you have it. Call to action from Just Luke to Sam Laporta. Davis, your call.
I'm worried about the Lions' offense. I mean, Jared Goff doesn't look like he did last year, so I'm going to go with the Cardinals.
Cardinals. Any big Call of Duty action this week? That's gonna make my pick. Anything big?
It is World Series of World Zone right now.
We have 3 weeks left.
Oh, okay. So 3 weeks of prime Kyler Murray before he just drops off the face of the earth. Got it. Chris Borak.
I'm pretty sure Kyler got the game early and he's already playing. But I agree with Davis. The Lions don't look right on offense, and especially on defense, which I think this game could be a shootout. I like the over of the 51.5. I do think the Lions are desperate to win this game, but I like the Cardinals to outscore them. And I said this before the season started in our fantasy football coverage. Trey McBride, #1 tight end. I told y'all he was coming. And Sam Laporta can watch him rack up some more points this week.
There you go. 2 Arizona, one
no,
Detroit.
No, it's fine because I do agree with you. I'm sorry, Ernest, but
you're good.
You have David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs. Get them involved, guys. Like that fixes your offense. Like get those guys involved.
I am leading Detroit in this game. I like Detroit. I think they're still one of the most talented teams in the NFL. Jamison Williams back to full health yet? Do we know? He is.
Yeah, him and St. Brown should play.
I'm going to lean Detroit in this game. I think from experience from this team longevity, I'm going to go with them. I like what Kyler's doing this year. Marvin Harrison Jr. comeback game. I mean, between him and Neighbors, they are the real deal. I think they're phenomenal athletes through 2, right? I mean, it's only been 2 weeks, but just freaking amazing what they can do. Excited to watch it. I think St. Brown, MHJ go at it for a bit. I agree with Borak. I do think this is a shootout. Something's up with the Detroit defense. And I know Campbell's taken some slack for it. And I know he's kind of stepped forward and said we need to call better plays, but something's off. Something's off with that team. So
yeah, their secondary is awful. The line.
Yeah, and I don't know if Anzalone is full health too. He left the game early last week too.
Oh yeah, he did.
So I don't know.
Yeah, going to be interesting.
If he doesn't go, they're in real trouble.
Yeah.
I still think Detroit wins a shootout, so I'm going to take Detroit. Chris Connor, split us up here.
Give me Detroit.
That is fair. 3-2 Detroit on the panel, and that takes us to the final game of the week. We appreciate all y'all joining us. Appreciate all the love. Again, 5 panelists. This episode is going to be a little bit longer, but I love the banter going back and forth. I love the sports scientists. I appreciate y'all. We're going to wrap up here. We always choose just a random game to be game of the week for ITL. Just so happens that this week ended up being ours. Rare sighting. You saw an accurate pass down the field by Dak Prescott in that opener. Baltimore goes to Dallas. And this is the game of the week for ITL, and a game where Baltimore absolutely has to win to avoid going 0-3, and Dallas is trying to make up for just an absolute disastrous home opener against the Saints. I will start this one off with Chris Borak since he wanted to talk crap about the Dallas Cowboys.
I didn't want to talk crap, but I mean, Dak got paid, CD got paid, and they didn't really have an off season where they were all together. So this is what happens. Dallas just comes out not ready to play. And then hopefully McCarthy gets fired so you guys can get a real coach. But you have Dak for the next 4 years and he'll be 35. You're stuck in purgatory. Great contract, Jerry Jones. I still do think Dallas has a good defense. Their offense, man, it's just Dak and CD. That's it. And I don't know. I can't see the Ravens going 0-3. Like they're going to come out like desperation, and I don't think Harbaugh is going to have them come out flat. I just can't see it. So give me. I don't know what the line's at, if it's at 2.5 or 3, but I like the Ravens. Actually, it's at 1 now. Good Lord.
Yeah, it was at 1.5 before the show. It's at 1 now.
Yeah, I definitely love the Ravens to cover that.
Davis.
I mean, I don't know why it's not a pick 'em. It's at 1.
Listen, I'm a Cowboys fan, but I want McCarthy gone. So give me the Ravens to win. Like Borak said, I could not see them going 0-3. And I mean, Lamar is just going to run all over the Cowboys defense. It's going to be ridiculous. He's going to go for 100+ yards of rushing. So
it's good prop.
The Ravens
prop bet right there.
And in a year or in the offseason, we'll be talking about Bryce Young as the Cowboys' backup quarterback and Clint Kubiak as the head coach of the Cowboys. Let's pray for that, Ernest. Okay.
Some early reactions right there from the NFC South. We'll bypass that, Davis. Just Luke.
I just want to preface this by saying I don't pick Ratbirds, okay? But I'm telling you right now, you just got your shit ran, Mike Zimmer. It was ugly last week, all right? And really, the last 3 games you've played, the run game has absolutely demolished that defense. And now you're coming up against Lamar and Derek. That's probably not the 2 guys you want to see after you just got your shit ran last week by Alvin Kamara, who I guarantee you his yards before contact was probably well over 5, I would think. I mean, his yards per carry was a 5.8. So I can only imagine the yards before contact, how bad it probably was. It probably wasn't great. So I actually like the over in this game. I think it's going to be a high scoring game no matter what. So the over 48.5, I think that's a good play for this game. I think the Ravens win by, I think it's going to be probably 30 to 27, something like that. I think the Ravens get the dub on the road. So,
all right, we have 3 Baltimore picks heading over to Chris Connor.
I have good news. This is a start. This is a start where there's 2 ways to save the Dallas Cowboys.
If you say Deion Sanders,
trade Dak Prescott.
Option 1.
Absolutely on my toes.
Ravens win. Bill Belichick comes to save the Cowboys. That's right. Next year's coach, Bill Belichick. Ernest in the hoodie. Perfect. Option 2.
Don't say it.
You trade shitters. Yes. Coach Prime, baby. Coach Prime, baby Prime.
Oh, God. So I guess he's trying to say.
Talk to me when you don't get fucking housed by Nebraska.
I can't tell if his internet connection's going in or out.
Yeah, I think he's trying to say Coach Prime and Shador.
Yes, Coach Prime.
No,
be
there
perfect.
it is. Yeah.
Coach Prime, Ernest Silva, Shador Sanders. You trade Dak Prescott for picks. It's perfect. Either that or Bill Belichick comes and saves the Cowboys. Either way, I hope it happens. That way, Ernest, you could be a star with either of those guys as your own talk show. Ernest and the Hoodie, a Prime and Baby Prime.
Hoodie would want to be GM, and Jerry's not going to give up that control.
That is
so my guess is you took Baltimore in this game, Chris Connor. Is that right?
That is correct.
Gotcha.
Oh God, save us, Ernest.
Yeah, absolutely. So, first off, the Ravens don't run a West Coast offense. Not worried. Second off, The Baltimore Ravens have an identity crisis themselves. They just lost to the Raiders. They don't have when Zay Flowers gets double covered, they cannot pass the ball. Mark Andrews is a shell of himself, and when he finally covered Isaiah Likely, couldn't beat the Raiders. I'm going to give it a chance here just to break up the parlay because I don't think we should put Baltimore on this ticket. So I'm going to take Dallas to revitalize themselves on defense and create a couple of turnovers. Give the offense a chance. I think the offense gets off to a hot start and starts off ahead at home, which is how Dallas wins usually, is they have to be ahead. When they're starting from behind, they never win. So I'm going to take Dallas to get off to a hot start. People eat the barbecue chicken early, and then we're all enjoying a Cowboys win, coasting it out. 24-21, Dallas pulls the upset at home against the
Ernest,
Ravens.
I don't disagree with you. It's just I don't know, man. Like
the Ravens would be cooked.
Like
all the Ravens had to do is just look and go, Mozzie Smith. We're running right at him. Derrick Henry, 150 yards.
But if you look, the defense has been the issue in the last 3 games.
Yeah.
It has been the prime issue. They have scored enough to win an NFL football game in every single one of those games, but their defense cannot get stops when it counts.
The caveat to that, though, is that Dak has thrown some bad interceptions in those games to cause the score to look up.
Shocker.
He threw a pick 6 against Green Bay. He threw in a double coverage twice against the Saints. There are just moments, right, that define why the defense struggles. You can't put the defense on the right.
That's playoff Dak.
Okay, but they also gave up 49 to the Green Bay Packers. 1 pick's not changing that, right?
Well, I mean,
I would
but the
stay
time
away from this game from a betting perspective, just because Dallas has the talent to beat Baltimore.
Agree.
But I don't think they have the coaching to beat Baltimore.
Jake Ferguson is playing. So for those who are wondering, right, what that's going to look like, right, Dak gets his number 2 weapon. But here's a flip side to it. Let's talk about the other side before we wrap up tonight's show, which we appreciate all y'all on here, 75 y'all commenting, 75 y'all on our space, right? The Ravens, if they somehow lost this game, the next 3 games at home against Buffalo, they go to Cincinnati, they host the Commanders. Let me give you one more. And then they go to Tampa Bay. That is a wild schedule to start.
Yeah, that's brutal.
Yeah, if they lose this game, I don't see them. It would be a miraculous comeback to make the playoffs with their schedule.
That's tough. One of those games you could probably
That'd be shocking.
Yeah, just wild. Well, guys, that's tonight's show, and I appreciate y'all. Before we let you go, the parlay, we've input all of our parlay picks with the alternate spreads. Let's go through it. If you're following along, take your pen and papers out. Here we go. New York Jets money line, Kansas City Chiefs money line, Buffalo Bills money line, Cincinnati Bengals money line, Tampa Bay Buccaneers money line, New Orleans Saints money line, Seattle Seahawks -4.5, Las Vegas Raiders -6.5, San Francisco 49ers -2.5 alternate spread. And we come out on this BCMG guarantee parlay, 43-1 would be your money back on that. $10 gets you 430. Good luck to that parlay. Good luck to all y'all. It's not crazy. Some of those picks are pretty low for me. So I think we're going to drop a 10 or a 20 on this one, and we'll be enjoying it all together. Remember, the BCMG parlay hits once or twice a year. We've been doing this for 6 seasons now. In 4 of those first 5 seasons, we hit twice on the BCMG parlay, and in 1 season, we hit once. So that's why I say once or twice a year. This could be that one. Go put your money in there. Go have fun with it. Lay it down. Do not touch it. Let it ride and enjoy that money at the end of the day. Guys, that is tonight's episode. We appreciate the hell out of everybody for being on here. We got 75 of y'all great ones watching tonight. We had about 100 y'all listen. I know we hadn't put podcast episodes for a while. I'm glad to see 100 y'all still faithful on there. We'll take that. We'll be more consistent, I promise, every week. Mark will be clipping and posting on social. Go follow us on TikTok. Let's go around the room. Let's start off with you, Chris Connor. Tell the people where they can find you.
You can check me out at thelastcallpodcast.com. I'm also on Twitter, Instagram. I have a YouTube channel, Last Call Chris C. Last Call Podcast. Tomorrow I'll be this Friday I'll be sitting down with Manny Montreal. I'll be talking Canelo versus Berlanga Fallout. The upcoming October fights, all the way from the Riyadh season. We can talk about UFC's at the sphere and how much they'll change boxing in May. And Ernest, always an honor, pleasure to be on the show.
Absolutely. The Sphere was incredible when I watched it on TV, but I've been to the Sphere and it was incredible in person. So it was cool to see a sporting event there. But I'm gonna love to hear that episode. Just Luke, talk to the people.
So before I do my sign off, Ernest, does anybody want to take a guess on the lowest ticket this week for NFL football game? Anybody want to take a guess?
The game or the price?
The price of the ticket for the game. The lowest
75
ticket.
cents.
It's probably
So Ernest, why don't you go give it a shot?
$3.75.
No, higher. Davis.
We'll go $7.50 to the Giants and Browns game.
No, higher. Borak.
Wow, I'm impressed.
$11.75 to the Panthers.
No, higher. You want to give it a shot, Chris Connor?
Sure, I'll go $15 even.
No, the lowest price ticket for this week's NFL game is $35 to the Denver at Tampa Bay game. In second place is the Baltimore Ravens and the Dallas Cowboys at $36 a piece.
What is that, standing room? The standing room?
That is ESPN NFL website ticket pricing.
That's a good game to get $36 to.
Jerry can't afford the.
Does anyone care to take a guess on the Giants and Clowns ticket price?
120.
No, lower. Lower.
42.
35.
Higher.
43.
$55 to the Clowns and the Giants game.
Wow.
Oh, just let that sink in, Dog Pound. So anyway, Ernest, I appreciate it. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all the same name, Kango Hearts 82. I will eventually get a better schedule, but as of right now, corporate America runs my life. So until that gets figured out, it'll be a while. But I appreciate it. Give a shout out. It is obviously Suicide Awareness Month. Dial 988. Go to Google. Use their resources on Google. That like you can talk to anybody. You can dial straight from the website. You can talk to a counselor. My DMs are open. You can always reach out to somebody. Just reach out to talk to somebody. It can be anybody. And if they can't reach that specific person, guess what? You have this whole thing filled with people. Somebody is willing to listen to you. So go ahead and talk it out. I promise the world is better with you in it. Ernest, I appreciate it. And we're actually like almost a month away from being in San Antonio, so I can't wait.
That's right, man. 5 weeks. Davis Cordova, tell the people they can find you.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter. I think my ad's Davis Cordova 11. But yeah, hoping to start some more college football picks for y'all because believe it or not, college football is my go-to. So y'all can find me there. And thanks for having me on, Ernest.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. All right, Chris Borak, co-host of Season 6. Talk to the people.
Hey, I appreciate everybody tuning in and hanging out with us. If you could drop us a like, comment, and subscribe or follow us. Feel free to ask questions. Any one of the scientists will jump in and give you any fantasy advice. Hit Davis up with some college football questions. But yeah, we're readily available to answer and communicate. You can find me on X at PlusWalker99. Or if you want to comment on YouTube, I'll respond back in the comment section if you have a question there. But thank you, Ernest, as always, and good luck to everybody on their bets and their fantasy football this weekend.
Absolutely. You heard the craziest 9.5 takes you would hear all year, but go take them. They're winners. Trust me on this, or go contact Steve Reisner for your money back. We appreciate y'all. This was ITL Picks. Appreciate all y'all for being a part of our show, and have a great weekend. Good luck to your teams. Peace.